stage yet.
But they want to be the best. They want to be 24 and the champ.
Well, that's
they want
a
to turn
different
pro
thing.
at 20 years old.
But,
Why
but
not?
fighting is a different thing than lifting.
Okay.
You know, you're talking about, you know, maturation of a fighter. He's a freak. You know what I mean?
But I won the universe at 20.
You did.
So why can't they do that? The same thing. Why can't they do it at 19?
You know why? Because God did not give them that gift and that will.
But don't you both think that there's guys out there, if they're around the right people, they're the genetic
100%.
freaks. That we've all seen these kind of guys that you guys don't realize. I've seen the guys that are in the locker room and I go, dude, you look great, man. How much you work out? No, not really.
I'll give you an example.
Like, oh my God, you're a genetic freak.
Hey, Stan the man.
Okay.
I watched him go from like a regular person to this massive, unbelievably built guy, and I think Stan's going places in the world. But it's here.
It is.
But how can you tell them that?
The thing is, you need to realize that.
Well,
that
either they're smart enough to listen,
that's important.
and if they're not, then they're not, and they're not going to get to their goal.
You got to learn how to learn, because you got to learn to not ask.
That's so frustrating.
Don't start shooting.
You're right.
Think back to your young self.
Oh yeah.
How
of course.
frustrating is that?
Very much so.
I hired a guy named Jay.
Because I understand that, and I get what you guys are saying. I know the frustration, and you work with young kids. You both work with young kids, and we see this, and we go, God, just listen to what I'm saying. Bring it down a notch. You're trying to force something to happen that can't.
Yeah, you want
Right,
it now, but it's not
100%.
here. If you try to grab it now, you're going to fail in a way that's detrimental. If you just trust the process and have a little bit of patience,
You
will
that.
see it. Even before you've gotten it, you'll all of a sudden be like, that's why I didn't do it like that first.
I'll tell you a little story.
I mean, some things are only that you have to set up. I think it's important as a coach to set up a intended failure for a lesson sometimes. And to
100%.
set them into a
Go
position
deeper on that.
where you
100%.
well,
Go
like so
deeper.
with fighting, I might set someone up in just the right scenario where I know I'm going to have them get their ass kicked in a way that's going to show them
They're not ready yet.
yes, or show them that I thought I knew, but I didn't. And the only way that they were going to do that, they were going to figure that out, is by creating those parameters for them to learn it themselves. But as a coach, I'm setting this up in a way where it's safe and I'm in control of this environment.
I had
And
a
I'm
guy.
protecting him at the same time.
I came out with my own line of equipment now. I was just talking about it before you got, but you know about it, about my
Yeah.
bench shirts. And I got a guy in Washington that I was sending him a shirt, and I knew he was irresponsible, so I didn't do it. So he calls me up and he goes, Coach, why have you not sent me the shirt yet? You know, da 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 da. I said, you're not ready.
Not ready for the shirt.
I go, he's ready for the shirt, but he's not ready for what it's capable of. So he begged me, and I sent him the shirt. Cody, I sent you the shirt. So last week, or the week before, he was a 640-pound bencher. He hit an 800 off a 3-board, and then he went 925. Snapped his arm in half. 2 plates, 13 screws, and this kid, he was the next wave, man. Like, I said, look, I'll take care of you.
You said that.
Yeah.
So he just lived through it, and you said, set them up in a way, or they need to, instead of driving that to the point of where they actually hurt themselves to a point where it's detrimental, stay patient in it and continue to try to learn.
Right.
I always try to figure out ways to talk to them because I have to be able to do that now that I got him.
A lot of things they want from what they're coming to you for, even at your best, doesn't show up tomorrow or next week.
You're right.
You know, there's probably body parts that you worked on for such a specific length of your life to then get them. And some of it could be even, my body doesn't like to make this fire the way I want it to. And if it doesn't fire the way I need it to and want it to, I won't develop it in a way for the aesthetic I want. Not to mention, it also applies towards sport performance.
100%.
So you went, I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to talk to everybody that I know. I'm going to find the people that never had this problem, but they have the best aesthetic that I want, and I'm also going to talk to all the people, especially that failed, and then they had to figure it out, and then boom, and then over time it develops. But nobody's there for that, and most people don't want to go through that. They don't want to spend that time. Like, Mike, I'm doing your program, I'm doing the eating, I'm doing this, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, guess what? Well, I'm going to have to adjust your diet at some point. And then I'm going to have to probably adjust it again. And then I'm going to have to do that. And then it's just like, it doesn't just happen overnight. There is no one size fits all. And it's just going to take trial and error. And the thing that you want isn't going to just show up because you want it to. It's going to show up because the proper work has been done and you've set the stage for it. Just give it time and trust in the process. And if we get far enough along and it's not there, we'll fucking change it.
Yeah, yeah. You
guys-
gotta hand make it sometimes, brother.
Yeah, of course you do.
How happy are you guys back there? This is. I hope you guys at home watching this is just sucking this information up.
This
because
podcast,
this is,
I didn't even know what I was getting myself
ridiculous.
into tonight. Okay,
It's-
unbelievable.
Now, Mike, how do you get probably like 1,500 pounds of beef in a Chevy Impala in Columbus, Ohio? How do you manage that? And when it
That
starts
was
snowing?
awesome.
What? You did
Oh yeah, we shoved it in there. We had to walk. It was. It was everybody in
Was
there.
it Arnold?
It was you. It was the Arnold.
Me, Shad, Eric Hammer.
It was
you.
a circus.
What
Seriously,
happened?
it
Tell
was
me this.
every guy is almost 300 pounds,
Yes, and huge.
it was like 7 guys in an Apollo.
An Impala.
It was.
And I'm driving, and we're leaving this party. Mike goes, "Hey guys, come out, come to this muscle and fitness party or whatever, because we're there for the Arnolds to do different stuff. I was there for Strike Force, Shad was there for other stuff, Mike was there for." So I was like, "Yeah, let's go."
all in
And
one
then
car.
it's like, "Well, who's got a car to get back?"
This is before
I'll drive
Uber.
us. Piled in.
That car
Piled in.
sucked. It just drive.
Who's
it
your
was a
buddy, the
lowrider.
black guy, who was like, he was shorter but just wide as a goddamn barn door, just big ass
I didn't know
dude.
who that was back then.
But everybody
like-
was huge
Yeah.
in this car. Everyone's like 260 plus, with shoulders out the ear.
I was probably the smallest guy.
Yeah,
Give you an
yeah,
idea
yeah.
how big everybody was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shad 6'5".
Yeah.
Wow.
And
And
you
we
guys
made it
actually
home.
did it?
We made it home.
Yeah.
Wow.
That car's.
I had
don't know
to
how the
avoid every
wheels-
speed bump. No curbs, nothing.
No exhaust left on
Yeah.
the car, just shoot off.
Yeah,
That's
definitely
awesome.
a bald spot on the tires.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, guys, let me tell you something. I love you. Come here. I love you.
I hope you guys got as much as I did. This is
Hey, honestly,
pretty awesome.
I got to be honest with you. I don't want to be selfish about this. I didn't do
It's your
this podcast for any of you. I did this for me. And I just, you know what? I did not even know what was going to happen tonight. This was an unbelievable thing. And, Joe Rogan himself said, this is one of the smartest guys he's ever met.
He's got a low bar.
Yeah. I don't think Joe does, Joe. You tell him, all right? And Mike, I love the hell out of you.
thanks, dude.
Both of you guys.
Yeah.
It was an amazing night. I got all this freaking sushi. You should have told me. I would have made you just
Oh no,
rice
we're
and beef.
taking this with. I gotta feed these guys.
Okay, good.
Question.
Good.
People
Yes.
want to know what's in that.
That is 8 ounces of Piedmontese ground beef with a cup of rice.
Questions also come in.
Go. Get some questions here.
Question came in. Will you take his offer and bench press
Yeah.
with his shirt?
Yeah, I'll come up.
Guys,
with
we are going to do a YouTube. He's coming.
Yeah.
I even want to get this guy in it.
Ah.
I think he would be amazed. And you know what? The thing about the equipment is, especially my design, tons of tricep support, tons of shoulder support, and it will help you. It will get,
No doubt.
it'll help your nervous system deal
Oh,
with
yeah.
bigger weight, and it'll protect you.
100%.
And I will not put you in danger. I
I
promise.
believe that.
Okay, I mean that because you know what?
You already put me in danger sitting next to this guy.
Well, I knew that. I knew
So
that.
I don't believe a thing you're saying now. Go for another one.
Question was, being the genetical freak you are, that's a given. That's what somebody wrote in. What's your motivation to stay in the shape you're in decade after decade?
I'll say the first thing is that I will never be a person that believes I am a genetic freak. I will be the first person to say
Exactly
that I
what a
have
genetic
no
freak would say.
genetics. I
So
have to work
basically,
harder
he's
than
saying
everybody.
that he's a liar.
I believe that I have to work harder than anybody else, and I've believed that my whole entire life, and I continue to do this. And now it takes it to another level because I was on stage in 1983, and I'm still on stage guest posing in 2022, which is a rarity. And then strength is still the same as it was in 1985 to it is today. So it's one of these things that we're finding something different, and that's motivating to me to pass that off to my son and see what I can, me and baby mama can create with this future legend Titan.
With this
Oh, your name
Titan.
came up to someone I was talking to the other day. I'm trying to figure out who this was.
You know, they named their kid
They
Titan.
built the apparatuses that you smash through.
Oh, the panes of glass.
Yes.
Wow.
They're the
I'm
ones that
trying
made the
to
things
think of
that
who
hung them.
Yep. Yeah, I do a crazy
I
Guinness
don't know
World
how
Record.
it came up, and then I'm like, yes, I do know that guy really well. In fact,
Why would he do that?
it's like, oh, it's easy.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
More questions?
One more
Okay.
question was, do you train as strict off camera as you do on?
Probably more so. I probably do things. Ask him right here. Ask this guy.
Yeah.
He films everything,
Got it.
and he sees what I do. I try to find my principle of training, especially now, is trying to find the weakest spots where I am to fix those. I want no hiccup in my game, so I will put myself in the oddest positions. And what he was talking about, like shoulders and this and that, and it's like, don't do behind the neck shoulder press. Been doing it for 40 years, and I believe it keeps my shoulders together. So it's everybody's different, but I believe that range of motion is key to health. And so yeah, I train.
Well, if you don't have range of motion, you're not doing Titan games. You're not doing
Not doing
American
athletic
Gladiators.
stuff,
You're
but
not
they
doing
don't.
that
They
stuff.
don't realize that stuff. They don't realize it. So it.
Nobody wants to
They
see the
only
blood
see
and
the
sweat.
Yeah. They don't.
Well, and the on-camera workouts are generally meant to be good on camera. You know, they serve a purpose. They're not false in any way, but I just know from experience that is not even scratching the surface of what the actual workouts really have to be. And if you want to be strong like Mike and fit like Mike and all this kind of stuff, you want to be strong like Mendy over here. The amount of time, it's not. You don't want to film it because people will just be bored after a while. Like, wow, he's just doing more sets. Or now he's got a dedicated 5-minute
great
rest. Now
point.
he's got. It's just like, yeah.
You
because
really? You're gonna bench again?
Yeah.
You're gonna squat again? Yeah, because that's foundation work.
Yeah, you're wearing sweats and hoodies and whatever.
People
and just
don't
get your,
understand about the base. They don't get
Yeah.
that. They don't understand. It's like, oh, it's the
You
same
two are
thing.
both annoying with the base. I'll guarantee this.
Oh,
Shoot a
100%.
leg.
Yeah.
Shoot a leg. Shoot. What? Wait a minute. Didn't you learn how to do that when you were 7?
still working
But
on
why are
it.
you still working on it?
Still working because
You're still-
You get rusty.
Yeah, and
You
and
don't
you know what?
use
Things
it, you
change,
lose
right?
it.
Things change. Like there may come a day where behind the neck you're like, you know what? This actually causes an impingement that I don't like anymore, and so I can get what I need out of it by using two different exercises to accomplish what I used to be able to do with one, but now my body says we don't like that much. Okay, adaptation. You know, I can still shoot doubles and all this kind of stuff, but generally I shoot a head outside single like Dave Schultz, and then I transition to the double and I do something, or I climb up to the body lock, because me dealing with big, heavy, strong heavyweights with big, powerful hips and legs, sometimes it's just a pain in the ass to try and bring those legs in.
You got to
But-
modify,
But
bro.
if I can get to one leg, bring that in tight, and then transition back up, now I'm right there. Now I can control that.
And
base.
earlier in life, you didn't do that.
Nope, didn't need to.
Yeah. You always got to
But both,
modify.
I think the people at home, I want them to understand that it's repetitious with us.
Yeah.
100%.
It's the Groundhog Day. It's the same thing. Up, eating the same stuff, training the same, getting it going, and it's not a glorious.
It's his brain. It's his brain.
But don't you, Gary? That it
Yeah,
is-
well, it's not you don't do power bodybuilding once and then I've won.
I did it.
Yeah, I won. No, it's constant. It's consistent. It's the dedication to be this guy. This really does say it all, and that is, if you want to look even half as good as Mike, you're everything, all the way you look in terms of your cuts, it's pretty much all in the kitchen. Everybody that's always like,
Period.
oh, I want to have abs, I want to do this, I'm going to bust I go, yes, you should train your butt off for the sake of training your butt off, and having the ab wall muscle underneath is good, not just for aesthetics, but for your spine, for your core, your posture. you'll need this, especially if you're trying to lift heavy weight. If your core is shit, this is why Louis Simmons has everybody doing core work every day, because you ain't squatting a ton of weight if you don't have a core to hold it up.
Period.
You're not pulling it off
have
the
the
floor.
foundation.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's in the diet. It's abs are in the kitchen. Cliche, 100% true. The only way I can get abs of any sort is it's not how much I lift.
Yeah.
It's how much I'm
much you're
dedicated to just eating exactly what my body needs.
Guys, you got
That's
to
it.
understand, we don't eat out. I know there's sushi right here, but this was a special thing for the podcast. All week long, this is it. This is it. Day in and day out. One day it's chicken. One day it's beef. One day it's fish. And it's just, you know, you may change a little sauce up. You put a little garlic in it. Then you put a little barbecue in it. Then you put this in
sauce
it.
on this?
You know what?
Mona!
No one told me that.
Anyway, guys, I love you to death.
we
Anything
got
else?
one
What
more.
we got?
One more question. About a half an hour ago, I don't know if he's still watching. He wanted to know. He said he saw something on your Instagram. I think he said incline. Your hands were sliding.
Oh yeah. So I got a company that sent me a bar, and it's in not rollers but a rail, and you have to control the pads, the holders, and it moves out and in. So it's you controlling it, and you take it down, and so you kind of go through it. I freaking love it. So I'm trying to understand everything that I messed up as a kid. How could you bench press and really connect with the muscles? How do you do inclines and really connect with the upper chest? How long did it take you to do side laterals and really feel it in the delt? It took me forever. What can I slow that or minimize the learning process? And this bench, it's sick.
Can you give me a hold of
I
the
can
bar,
get you
guys?
this. Yeah, I can get you this because
I want that.
when first time I ever did it, I'm like, holy shit, chest is on fire.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that you guys will understand this. Both of you will understand this great. Is that with Titan, I want him to be the guy that goes. He's going to be. They got him possibly at 6'6". He's going to be a big kid, but I want them to say, "So what do you bench?" And him go, "Well, 315." Dude, you're 6'6", 300 pounds. How do you bench 315? And then he gets down on this bar and does it for 10 reps. And the point there is this. I want him to be such a freak of an athlete that he never had to go to that extreme that I had to go, to where he's training everything so much smarter.
And he might do it just for his own, his own sake. He just wants to see, how much could I bench or something? Or, you know what, how fast can I accelerate this 315? People are like, 315 is not very much. I go, yeah, but when it's moving 20 miles an hour,
And
it's
that way,
pretty scary.
If he can squat with a narrow stance high bar, can
Yeah.
he do a sumo? Can he switch it up and do? So I'm trying to find out how to teach connection with less. In this bar, you're gonna freaking I'll get you guys both a bar.
Wow, that sounds
You guys
so,
are gonna
like,
love this.
really much like
It's-
muscle. It's like very spot specific, and
It is because you know how
Well, you
people
can
go.
work the whole range.
it sounds very
as you're
very
doing it.
developmental.
Can you
Yeah.
pull it up and show? I'll show them.
I can
Tell
hold-
Mo.
Yeah.
So the other thing is that if I hope you guys understand this at home. A bench press doesn't work the chest. You're just moving through the motions. You have to connect to it.
Correct.
How many
Well,
people
that's
go
any
in?
muscle. That's
But
any muscle.
They don't get that.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I go back to this because they don't get that. No, I
You
can go
guys
in and
look
do
at my
bicep
YouTube,
curls.
you'll see the isolation that we
Yeah.
do. That's what he's talking
You can go
about.
through and do bicep curls. And here, we're going to take a second, watch this.
It's crazy.
So the handles that I'm holding on to right there. And then,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So it's almost
It
like
works the
a
whole range.
fly and a press all kind of combines
Yeah,
your
Nothing
ability.
like dumbbells. So you would think, oh, just use dumbbells. No. This is so, and
Well,
it's
because
me
you gotta
doing
stabilize it.
everything. There's nothing from that moving through. It's a total control.
If Mike's making that face at 315, that's serious.
So,
Wow.
yeah, that's a great
What's
bar.
it
Thanks
called?
for bringing that up. That's the Titan 2.0 bar. And
That's
I'm going to
awesome.
get you guys a couple of those.
Cool, cool.
Before you sign us off, I just hope that you guys will go back and watch this again. And the points that I would love you youngsters to get, or even everybody at any age, the sitting on the bus for 2 hours one way, 2 hours back to just get a workout in with these specific guys. The years of what you've gone through, and then getting into an accident where it says you're done. Because I always get that. Oh, I got a bad knee. What happened? Well, back in high school,
Yeah, right.
dude, you're 75 years old.
Yeah.
Time to move on.
What are you doing?
You came back from something like that would
did.
end most people.
I don't have an ankle in my right leg.
And so it's just, there's little details they both talked about today. Food is medicine. The drive, the me being scared of working a 9 to 5. All those little details, man. I hope you guys take that from today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And brotherhood.
Absolutely.
And brotherhood.
100%, baby.
Yeah, show up. You know, what's it worth to you if someone said, you know what, you could work out with Mike O'Hearn if you just put the work and did the steps and actually showed up.
Right?
Oh, but I live over here. Okay, then don't.
Yeah.
No.
You don't
You know?
have to do anything that you don't want to
You guys
do.
are so
I found
toxic.
everywhere that I could be to get what I needed at a time when MMA gyms didn't exist. We had to make the gear ourselves. Promotions were really rare to come by, so you had to just find fights any way you could. There was no obstacle that was going to stop me from achieving my goal, even if it looked like that didn't even have a road that could exist.
Yeah.
Why'd make a road? I'll be the icebreaker that cuts through the channel to make it so other boats can go behind it.
Absolutely.
And it's the same for everyone here. Everybody has had what they needed to do to get somewhere, and it required them to sacrifice. It required them to make a decision and go, you know what? Okay, this is going to be big. This is going to make me real tight on money for the next couple months, but
Absolutely.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to be there to learn some benching from Scott. I'm going to be there to work with Mike and pick these things up and pick the brains of people that are the best in the world at what they do.
But remember one thing. For all you people out there that are regulars, the world needs a good dishwasher.
Did
Remember
you just
that.
do Dragon? Did you just do Bruce Lee?
I did!
Oh my
I
God.
did!
You can't do that in front of me like that. We always need a good dishwasher.
You always need a good dishwasher. You know what? I heard that word. That stuck in my head from that lady. I was like, oh my God.
Because she made him go, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I need to move up. I need to
100%.
go further. So if you guys
I
don't
cannot
get that,
believe you picked that
oh
out.
yeah, dude, you can't get me on Bruce Lee. The point there was what both of these guys talked about is that if you got a good coach, listen to him. Listen to
100%.
him. And there's going to be times that they might have to break you down, but it builds you back up in a way that you need to be built back up.
Hey, I love you guys, and I really
Love you
appreciate
too.
both of you guys coming out.
Hey, I came out here just because it was
Come
like,
here,
you
come
know,
here.
I see Scott all the time, but when Scott told me Mike was coming, I go, I haven't seen
Don't
Mike
get your hands
forever.
around me, man. You're going to choke my ass out
I
right
saw him,
here.
dude. I saw him get in a chokehold there.
Mona!
What would you guys do if we just like put Mike to sleep right there? Hey, I want you to know I really missed you.
I'm in a dangerous spot
Can we get a
right here.
Brotherhood
All right,
picture?
let's get in together,
Guys
guys.
together.
Yeah, we need that going.
Great.
Freaking awesome. Look at you guys.
All right, guys. So I'm going to hit up Oksana Grishima in a few weeks. That'll probably be our next one, unless she's. Actually, I don't think she's going to be in Russia now that I think about it.
Yeah, don't think
She
right now.
might be available now. Anyway, guys, from the podium, Scot Mendelson. We love you guys, and I hope you got a lot out of this because this was amazing. Guys, thank you for being on.
Nah, thanks
Really
for having me.
appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
We'll see you next time.
Which part of the sushi do I get to take with me?
Whatever you want,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm taking it all.
Good.